Hi everyone. Although anyone can watch this video, I dedicate it in particular to my batchmates of the class of 2020. On 23rd of September, we concluded our exams, and on that day, I saw that many of us were posting pictures of themselves with their friends and even the college building as a sign of remembering the journey of 5 years and celebrating it. This reminded me of a similar phase in my life not very long ago, sometime around 17th July, when I was supposed to say a final goodbye to my house in Baroda, the house that I had been occupying since the very first day of my college. Many of the major events that took place in my life were in that house, be it favorable or unfavorable. That house was a symbol of my 5 years in Baroda. Something even as important as getting my first job offer at the end of my fourth year happened in that house. I worked on work from home basis in that house. My family used to visit me there. For me, saying goodbye to that house was very difficult before leaving my city and coming to Baroda. I remember that I had almost gone to every family member and expressed my fear of saying this final goodbye. All of them gave me their piece of advice, but I mostly talked to my sisters, and all of them were understanding my emotions. They made me feel strong. After talking to a few people, I saw that some people were confused as to why other people are so emotionally attached to the college. So, you see, the first thing that we do in this situation is not to ridicule or question somebody's attachment to the college life or to the college building or any other part of that journey whatsoever. By doing this, I feel that we are being compassionate, we are being empathetic towards them. None of my sisters made fun of me, or none of my sisters asked me why I was so stupid enough to attach myself to a house that didn't even belong to me in the very first place. In fact, they were very supportive. So somehow I left for that journey and I reached Baroda. Those days were difficult for me because I knew that everything that I see in the house, everything that I do in the house is probably the last time, and not even probably, it is definitely the last time that I'll be doing. When I see my study table, I have various stories behind it. When I go to my refrigerator, I have various stories. So, it depends from person to person. Now, based on what I saw, I could really feel that some people were deeply affected by this change in their life. Maybe some people would be feeling that they have lost the entire reality. Some people would not be able to accept this for quite a long time, that their reality had come to sudden end. They might be questioning the events that recently took place, which is this pandemic, where they had said goodbye to the college, but they did not know that it would be a final goodbye, and that also this realization would come after so many months. So some people would be busy questioning that fact as to why they could not get more time with their friends in the very last year of their college life. So this question gets us into a maze that we cannot solve. So when I was trying to vacate my house, I was trapped in this maze. I was asking myself, why does this have to end? Why do I have to leave this house? Why can I not live in this house any longer? And although these questions seemed very logically correct to me, they did not have an answer. I could not possibly rewind all my 5 years, or even one day for that matter, and relive all that I had lived over a period of 5 years. So, whatever that my family and my sisters in particular told me gave me the guts to go on. When I reached Baroda, I saw that I had a story for everything, and everything reminded me of something. However, I finished that, and on my last day, my friends visited me, which really motivated me and which cheered me up a lot. So that was the sweetest part of my 3 or 4 day journey in Baroda. The last day that I spent with them gave me the emotion to go on and leave the house the next day. When I was leaving the house, I touched every wall and every surface, and I expressed a kind of a gratitude to the house for being there for the 5 years. But when I left that house, this sense of gratitude gave me an understanding that the house had served its purpose only till the while that it was supposed to serve its purpose, not a day longer and not a day less. This is an acceptance that we all bring. So when we become compassionate and when we have this empathy towards others, we don't ask or we don't mock their attachment to the university. Everyone has their own feelings, everyone has their own reasons of being attached. And I should not pretend that for me it is some sentimental event. This was supposed to end one day or the other, and it ended day before yesterday. But I was not born with this wisdom. Nobody is born with this wisdom. It is something that we discover from one event to another that is given to us in our life. I was leaving the city once and for all, and this event gave me some sort of an understanding to face this situation. The fact that my college is ending once and for all, and therefore I found it pertinent to share this with you all, because we should not underestimate how much somebody is feeling for some event or for some part of their life. Like I said, for some people, this is a very harsh reality that they have to come terms with sooner or later. So this reminds me of a journey, and this is a journey that all of us have been through. And this journey is about the arrival on the planet Earth. When we were in our mother's womb, we were definitely very comfortable out there, and we would not want to leave it. We were all very comfortable in our mother's wombs. We would not want anything else. We got food, we got water, we got oxygen, and there were no other problems. Life couldn't have been better. Somewhere around the 9th month, we were supposed to come out. Whether we like it or not, no matter how comfortable we were out there, we had to come out. And that was the end of our training period. When the baby comes out, the baby cries a lot. It's not comfortable. It's scared. But aren't we all? How different are we from the first day that we ever cried when we came here? We are not very different. We also cry, sometimes physically, sometimes not. But we do express these emotions. We do express sorrow. So this sorrow has not changed. This is the exact event that happened years ago. We have to understand that for a new journey to begin, an old one has to end. So no matter how comfortable your life was, according to you as a student, it had to end one day or the other. And this acceptance is the only thing that will help you come to terms with it. So understand that one day the baby has to come out of the womb. No matter how difficult it is outside, it has to come out. And maybe these 5 years were just an extension of those 9 months that we had earlier spent in the mother's womb, being nurtured, being protected, being developed. So I would suggest that when you leave this phase, you don't see what's gone behind you. Maybe you should see what's ahead of you. And maybe you should start seeing as an opportunity to apply everything that you learned in these 5 years. Many of us faced adverse situations, an unlimited amount of possibilities. But it is not possible that you did not learn from any of them. You are today much more capable than what you were when you put your foot on the university campus on the very first day. And this is a truth that even you cannot deny. It is absolutely clear that I am nowhere undermining how much you are feeling for this phase in your life. Because like I said in the beginning, everyone must show compassion. Now I understand that it is very difficult for us to accept, and it is much easier said than done. With just one example, I will take your leave. And this is something that I figured out because of various circumstances in my life. And this may not be very logically appealing to you, but at least hear me out. Suppose your car crashes, into a pillar, and you stand there and you start asking intelligent questions like, why did my car have to crash? Why couldn't it be anybody else? I always drive responsibly. Is it my fault that this person was driving on the wrong side and I had to turn it this way? You keep asking that questions and your car will not move an inch from there. There will be no repairs in your car. Not even the smallest glass will fix itself until you stop asking those questions and you accept the situation that you're in. The questions can remain, but there will be no beginning of the repair work until you first accept what has happened has happened. Because only when you accept that, you go ahead with your thinking about what to do next. So I guess we should apply this. We should accept that yes, it has ended. And yes, it does give me an emotional feeling. And yes, the memories are a burden to me. But let me tell you one thing. There is a huge difference between living the memories and living in the memories. If you don't stop living in the memories, you will never get to enjoy the present that you are in, which will become a memory very soon in life. So make the best of whatever situation you are in right now. Remember your 5 years as a bittersweet journey, and all the very best for your future. Goodbye.